There is a kind of strength most people never develop, not because it is complicated, but because it is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not seek applause. It simply holds its ground when everything around it shifts. The ancient Stoics understood this deeply. They did not chase comfort. They did not avoid difficulty. Instead, they built an inner foundation so solid that external chaos could not reach it. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled the most powerful empire on earth, wrote in his private journal that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not your circumstances, not your status, your thoughts. And the way you protect those thoughts determines whether you live with peace or with constant inner noise. Today you will learn 7 quiet rules drawn from Stoic philosophy that will help you protect your peace without saying a word. And the first one might surprise you. Rule number 1. Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. This is one of the most draining habits a person can have. You say something clearly and someone twists it. So you explain again and again, and each time you lose a small piece of your energy. Epictetus taught that we cannot control how others interpret our words. We can only control whether we speak with honesty and intention. When someone is determined to see you in a certain way, no amount of explanation will change their mind. But every attempt costs you something. The Stoic approach is simple. Say what is true, say it once, and then let silence do the rest. Your peace is not a price you should pay for someone else's understanding. Rule number 2, never react immediately to something that triggers you. This might be the most powerful habit you can develop. When something angers you, when someone disrespects you, when a situation feels deeply unfair, your first instinct is to respond right away. But that first instinct is almost never your wisest one. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best answer to anger is silence. Not because you are weak, but because you're choosing not to let someone else control your emotional state. The pause between what happens and how you respond is where your real power lives. Train yourself to wait. Even 10 seconds can be enough. Because in that pause, you move from reacting to choosing. And that is the difference between chaos and composure. Rule number 3, stop telling people more than they need to know. There is a natural urge to share, to explain your plans, your problems, your progress. It feels good in the moment. But the Stoics warn that oversharing weakens your position, not because people are enemies, but because words once spoken cannot be taken back. Seneca said that true power is knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. When you share less, you protect your energy, you avoid inviting opinions you did not ask for, and you maintain a quiet dignity that people instinctively respect. Silence is not emptiness, it is restraint, and restraint is one of the highest forms of strength. If you are finding value in these reflections and want to keep building this kind of inner strength every day, make sure to subscribe and stay with us. These small moments of reflection can quietly transform how you think, react, and live. Rule number 4, let go of the need to be right in every conversation. This is a difficult one because the desire to be right feels justified. When you know the facts, when you see the truth clearly, it can feel like a moral duty to correct others. But the Stoics saw this differently. Epictetus taught that it is impossible to begin to learn what one thinks they already know. The need to win every argument creates tension, it pushes people away, and more importantly, it keeps you trapped in a cycle of proving yourself instead of simply being yourself. The next time you feel the urge to correct someone, ask yourself this: will this matter in 5 days? If the answer is no, let it go. Protect your peace, save your energy for the battles that truly matter. Rule number 5, do not compare your pace with anyone else's. This might be the greatest threat to inner peace in the modern world. You see someone younger achieving more, someone with fewer years of effort getting further ahead, and suddenly your own progress feels small. But the Stoics remind us that the only race that matters is the one you run with your former self. Marcus Aurelius wrote that it is not death that a man should fear, but rather he should fear never beginning to live. Your journey has its own rhythm. Comparing it to someone else's timeline only creates suffering that does not need to exist. Stay in your own lane, move at your own pace, and trust that consistent effort over time always leads somewhere meaningful. Rule number 6, stop waiting for the perfect moment to act. Many people spend years preparing for something they never begin. They read one more book, they wait for one more sign. They tell themselves they will start when the conditions are right, but the conditions are never right. Seneca wrote that while we wait for life, life passes. The Stoics did not believe in perfect timing. They believed in disciplined action taken now with whatever tools you have. If there is something you have been postponing, a conversation you need to have, a project you want to start, a habit you want to build, today is the day. Not because today is perfect, but because waiting is the only guaranteed way to never begin. Rule number 7, protect your morning. The first hour of your day shapes everything that follows, and yet most people give it away without thinking. They reach for their phone, they scroll through other people's lives, they absorb noise before they have even connected with their own thoughts. The Stoics had a very different approach. Marcus Aurelius began every morning with reflection. He would remind himself of the kind of person he wanted to be that day, before the world had a chance to pull him off course. When you protect your morning, you protect your mindset. When you protect your mindset, you protect your peace. And when you protect your peace, everything else becomes easier to navigate. Start your day with intention. Even 5 minutes of quiet reflection can change the entire tone of what follows. These 7 rules are not complicated. They do not require talent or privilege. They only require awareness. The Stoics believe that peace is not something you find. It is something you build, one small decision at a time. Every time you choose not to react, you grow stronger. Every time you speak less and listen more, you gain clarity. Every time you protect your morning, you set the tone for a better day. These are not just rules. They are a way of living, and the more you practice them, the more naturally they become a part of who you are. If this reflection resonated with you, write the word peace in the comments. That way I will know this kind of content truly helps. And if you want to start each day with this kind of Stoic wisdom, guided reflections, and daily lessons that build inner strength, download Becoming Stoic. It is your personal companion for living with more clarity, calm, and purpose. Subscribe to this channel for more, and remember, peace is not found, it is protected.